Hello everybody, welcome to my new video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, a little bit more in depth, which turned out to be a slightly longer video, which I hope is okay. I'm going to do something in color, and I'm doing something a little bit more planned out rather than just off the fly. I had an idea for a clown, and here you can see that I've got a little sketchbook that I'm kind of laying out the idea, kind of getting the proportions where I want them, and I draw a grid on there so I can transfer it. So now I'm kind of lightly drawing, right? Lightly drew the grid onto the piece of paper I'm working from, and that way I can get the proportions the same from the sketch to the new drawing. And this video would be an hour long if I went in real time, so that's why I've got it sped up really a lot, like I think it's like 500%. So just to keep it down to something manageable in size. So yeah, I'm in the middle of penciling in the details now, and I know I'm going to be doing this with a black outline, so I don't go pencil it too hard, too heavy. Just kind of get the basics in there. I have a kind of an image in my head of what I want it to look like, and so this is where I'm kind of working out just where everything goes and what it's about going to look like. Anyway, I've drawn a couple of clowns recently. I have some ideas for clowns in the future for other things. I'm not sure where the idea comes from. I am a firm believer that whatever just sort of pops out of a artist's head, if you do any kind of like automatic drawing, or just sort of like just let your intuition or your inspiration just sort of guide what you're going to draw. Oftentimes you're drawing from your subconscious, and your subconscious is either working out some sort of issue that you have, it's replaying something from your childhood, or it's speaking to the world in some sort of way. When you get creative and you get to drawing, and you kind of just let your creativity goes, I just really believe that that's when the subconscious takes that opportunity to say something that it probably can't say, or doesn't have the language to say, or the ability to say at any other time. So sometimes when you're just really just being creative and you're doing something like called automatic drawing, which is just letting the pencil just sort of go, that's when you really don't know what's going to come out, and you could probably delve into it psychologically and find stuff that you didn't know about yourself. And sometimes you reveal things to the world that you did not know about yourself either. I don't know what it is with clowns. I don't remember. I don't have any bad memories of clowns. I don't tend to be scared of them. I don't think they're scary. I think they're I do remember that when I was a child, one of my favorite TV shows was a show called Bozo the Clown, and he was funny, and I really enjoyed that. So I don't know, maybe that's where the clown thing comes from. Also, I love their bizarre form of dress, how they just, it's just like the more bizarre it is, the more colorful it is, the more outlandish it is, the better it is. The more clown-like. So maybe I just really enjoy that sense of freedom that clowns offer, that clowns have. I know that in myself, I have a bit of social anxiety, and I don't like the public looking at me, so I try to be as nondescript as possible. which is weird because I've got tattoos and stuff like that. I did go through a period of time where I was trying to combat that by being outlandish as possible, having a mohawk or various other things that would make people look at me, and it was my attempt to sort of combat my social anxiety by causing myself to stand out. But I still struggle with it a lot. I don't like standing out in a crowd, and it still bothers me. So maybe I'm jealous of clowns because they just not only stand out in a crowd but seem comfortable with it, and it's part of their mystique and part of their thing that they do. And everybody likes it. Well, not everybody. Finding out that there's a significant number of people out there who are not real comfortable with clowns. I don't know if it's because of the It movies or other things that have come out that make clowns kind of scary. I don't know. And I guess there's a certain number of people who have a problem with the person underneath the clown suit being anonymous. There's a scary aspect to who is that person and what are they really like. Maybe, I don't know, I think there's a certain part of that. And but anyhow, I really enjoy that. They're fun and colorful, and all psychological reasons aside, they you don't really have to have too many rules with drawing a clown. You can just kind of do whatever you want, even if you have bad taste in color, concept, and design. It's almost appropriate for a clown to be garishly colored. So I don't know. Anyhow, so in this particular video, I am going to go into color. It'll be the first video where I've done that, and I'm going to be using some Prismacolor art markers. It's what I have. I've always liked them. I've never been able to afford to get them. They're very expensive. But I happened to find a box full of them at a garage sale a while back, and the lady only wanted like $2 for the whole box, and there was about 40 of them in there that were actually in still good shape. So I got a pretty good deal. It was like $200 worth of art markers for $2. So that was cool. So now I'm going to use them. I really enjoy using them. They're a nice, fast, bold way of filling in color. Paint can be a little bit messy sometimes, or hard to control sometimes. Because I've always been a drawer with pencils or pens or something like that, I tend to be more comfortable with things that I can draw with, like color pencils, markers of various kinds. I got into paintbrushes later on after I was well grown, and so they just don't seem quite as comfortable to me, and they don't seem as, they just seem like they're hard to control. I don't know. I've gotten pretty good with paintbrushes over the years, but not as good as I am with drawing implements. That's why I was actually a tattoo artist for a long time, and the funny thing is I never really got comfortable with tattooing either. It was for the same reason. A tattoo machine is just really not like a pencil. It's like a tattoo machine is like an angry pen that just wants to, I don't know, grind. Anyway, I never got comfortable with the tattoo machine either, so it was always kind of a struggle for me to use the tattoo machine, even though I did get decent with it. And there are probably even people listening to this video right now that may have gotten tattooed from me. And I did do good at it, but like I said, it was never really comfortable for me. It was always kind of stressful. Not like drawing with a pencil or a pen, where I can just really relax and just not even worry. Anyway, so now you can see I've started the color, and this part is pretty fun. I like blending the colors. I like doing that. I tend to choose a color and then move around with that color, trying to get everything in there that's with that color, so I don't have to go back to it at any point. I do if I have to, but I like to just move around and try to get all the stuff that's of that color. And that's the way I work, the way I do it. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it that way. I like to try to work from darkest to lightest. So I'll use darker colors, work into the shadowy areas, and then bring it out with lighter colors, and then ultimately leave little highlights here and there. So using the white of the paper as a highlight, or little shiny spots, or areas that are, you know, white or glistening, or whatever it is. And yeah, so anyway, I have an idea about a world made up of people that have an odd skin coloring and odd style designs in their clothing and stuff like that. And to an outsider, to a person from our world, it would be a world of clowns. And from their point of view, they don't see themselves as being funny. They just think that it's appropriate to put polka dots on armor, or they think it's appropriate to have orange hair that's garishly big, or they think it's appropriate to have stripes and big fluffy boots and shoes. It's all a part of their style, and their skin tones just happen to be mostly white with large areas of bold color. And so I thought it'd be kind of interesting to see what a world like that would look like. A hardened warrior knight with a oddly colored armor and weird looking hair sticking out from underneath his armor, with polka dots painted on it, with big giant like armored boots and shoes, and maybe a cartoonishly large sword or something like that. Just bizarre, but it's all serious to them. They don't see themselves as being something funny, and I think that would be sort of like the interesting sort of parody on our world is the fact that they don't see it as something funny. They see it as this is the way we dress. Anyway, I'm reaching the end here. I hope you enjoyed my video. I know it was sort of long this time. Sorry about that. But if you made it all the way to the end, thank you. I appreciate it. And please, please, please subscribe, share with your friends, and make comments. Comment on something you'd like to see me draw in the future. Give me some ideas on what you like, what you don't like, and please just stay tuned for more. I'm going to keep doing these. So, all right. Thank you very much.